Well, welcome back up to the tower at Trinity English for another edition of The View from Here. This morning, I'm up here with one of Trinity's good friends, Tomi Cardin. Tomi, who is the director, is it director?
Absolutely.
Director. Director of a ministry called Redemption House. Tell us a little bit about Redemption House and what you do and who you serve.
Excellent. Well, Redemption House is a transition home for women. We serve as an alternative to incarceration. So actually, for women that would otherwise sit in jail or be sent down to prison, our local court system allows them the opportunity to live at Redemption House for a court-ordered time of 6 months with the opportunity to stay for an additional 6 months after. So it will be 6 to 12 months in a Christ-centered transitional living home that works to teach them life skills, to overcome addiction, get some to solidify their recovery, work on regaining custody of their children, and really work on putting back together the broken pieces of their lives.
Now, how do if somebody wanted to come to Redemption House or a judge wanted to direct somebody to your place, how does that happen?
Well, we are strictly court ordered. So the judges...
You can't choose?
We don't take self-referrals, unfortunately. But there's such a long list, a waiting list of women in our criminal justice system that need a place like this. They don't necessarily need to be incarcerated, but they need a place where they can help put their lives back together.
In a structured kind of environment.
It's structured. We have staff 24/7. So there is always someone there providing structure, accountability, the parameters and guidelines, be there for support, to answer questions, just to listen and talk when needed. So while we are not a homeless shelter or a self-referral agency, we are a very specific court-ordered residency.
Do the ladies have to do check-ins with probation officers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We work very closely with our criminal justice system. So community corrections, probation, parole, house arrest, all of those. So they will check in. We work closely with their case managers. They're not allowed just to come and go as they please. They have to have approved schedules and outings.
So this is just for ladies, just for women?
Just women, and we do not take residency of children, but
Okay.
we do work closely with DCS, SCAN, and different agencies that provide services for women with children so that we can work on family reunification.
Okay. So people can come and visit.
Absolutely.
But you can't actually stay.
Family reunification is very important to us, but we
Sure.
want the woman to be whole.
Sure.
Whole as a woman, whole as a mother, whole as a person before she's able to be restored to her family.
Excellent. How many ladies are at your place?
Well, we originally opened a house on Fairfield Avenue back in 2012 that holds 16 women.
Down there.
That way. And then just this past July actually,
Yeah.
we opened our second house just down the street, about 6 blocks on Wayne. And that holds another 16 women. So we are up to the ability to house 32 women at a time.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. And what a great ministry, what a great program to help bridge that sense of incarceration versus redemption.
Yeah.
And finding, for people who don't need incarceration as much as they need redemption and renewal, and
they need restoration.
Yeah.
They need the ability to be someplace where people are going to fight for them, fight with them, help guide them, hold them accountable, but demonstrate that unconditional love that we're taught as Christians.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean you set them up to hurt themselves.
Correct.
It means you provide boundaries and structure and accountability while they're learning how to do that for themselves.
So what's been the biggest challenge?
Oh, goodness. It's easy to talk
Can I
about
pick
the
one?
blessings. Yeah. Challenges is it's a broken population. They don't possess a lot of the skills that we would sometimes take for granted. They came from homes that were broken. The environment that they grew up in or lived in or were functioning in is not what we would consider a successful, solid, and stable home. So sometimes they don't feel like they need help, or they only want to come to get out of jail, or they think our rules are stupid, or there's a lot of it takes time to build that trust and relationship. So sometimes the mentality of the women that we seek to help redeem and restore, they don't always want it at the beginning, but when they make it to the graduation, it's like an entirely different person is standing in front of us, because that love of God has gotten in there and broken off some of those rough edges and revealed his plan for their lives and instilled a hope in them that they didn't come into the house with.
Hoping people see see themselves, see their world, see their community, see their family in new ways.
Yeah.
That
the way God sees them.
Yeah. That, you know, that sense of, well, that is redemption, right? To see ourselves as God sees us, and then to begin to live into that image, that new image of ourselves.
I mean, is that easy for you, Pastor?
No.
Yes, and it's not 24/7.
Right.
You know, so it's just that would be one of the biggest challenges. But I know my heart for these women, and I know what my motivations are. I know what my staff is called to do, and we work together as a team. So while we expect that pushback, it's still sometimes the hard thing to get through. So that's where partnerships with churches like Trinity English Lutheran and say your Monday morning Bible study, where I know those women are praying for us, because we are fighting a battle.
Right.
Good versus evil, light versus dark. And so knowing that our community supports us and prays for us and encourages us and pours into us when needed.
Well, and that's been a great thing too, to see even within some of our own folks, some of the ladies groups, the Monday morning Bible study, which is predominantly women.
Yes.
You know, to feel that call to help support the rejuvenation of the lives of other women, you know, and again, very much in God's grace and God's name, in God's presence.
We love to come to church here too, to visit with you. We came to the candlelight service.
Yes.
And the girls were surprised they got to have fire in church.
I am too.
I know, it was pretty
fire
funny.
in church,
We had wax all over ourselves, but allowing the girls an opportunity to come in and be in this beautiful environment and surrounded by people who really do love and want the best for them is important to us.
Sure.
You know, church attendance is a requirement of our program. Daily devotions is a requirement of our program. Bible studies are a requirement of being a resident at Redemption House, which is something that sets us apart as well.
Wow. How many people work with you on doing this?
I have a staff of 16 women between the two houses, and we are staffed 24/7.
And it is all women.
It is all women on staff. Yeah. I would be open to having a man, but that's a pretty brave man.
Well,